This is Jim Nailon, liturgical guitarist. I just put together a quick arrangement of Faith to Our Fathers today, and I'd like to get it out before Father's Day, so this may be a little bit of a rushed video. And I've got my cat Leah here to help me. Ow! And so I'll play through it, and then we'll talk about it. Now it's in the key of C and D, so it changes keys. And this guitar is tuned down a half step, so I'm capoed on the first fret. You don't need to be capoed. Here we go. Well, that wasn't bad for sight reading, and I haven't really had a chance to practice this, so that'll give you an idea what it's supposed to sound like. Now let's talk through it. And I fingered this for people that bar their F's chords. Even though I played it without barring, I used my thumb around. So when we go through it here, I'll talk about how to do it with the bar. So starting out, it's pretty straightforward. C chord, just playing the, something's out of tune. Then the F, you're going to bar, and go to the G, the third finger on the bass, and then it's back to the C. The bar, F, and then here you have to rock up, lift off the back part of the bar, just lift up, keep your fingertip down on the bass note, but keep all the other fingers down, but just lift the half the bar there. C, second line, and then the D over F sharp with the second finger playing the bass, F sharp, and first and third fingers playing these thirds. And then the G, we'll hammer on. Bar F. Those three measures are just like above. Now the A minor at the end of the second line. Little run there with the little finger down. And then back to the bar, lift up. That lift up so you can get the B. C. And G. Little finger getting the melody on the second string. And C. Barred F. And then C. G with a little finger on the D on the third fret of the second string. C, little hammer on here on the second string with your little finger. Then runs in tenths. What? Runs in tenths. Excuse me. A big chord there at the start. G. And then the A7. And then up top page 2. Now we're in D. So there's a fill note here in that second measure on page 2 now that the first fill note is actually higher than the melody, so you want to make that a little softer. So starting at again at measure 25, the first measure, but it gives it a nice dissonance. And then G with the open E string, and you'll notice in this any of these A chords I don't give you any fingering, because as I've said many times, I finger my A with 2 fingers, first and second, and there's a lot of different ways to play an A, so you'll have to just figure those out. Last 2 measures of the first line. So a second finger on the bass there on the G, and third finger playing the melody. And then first finger on the second fret. Little pull off, second finger, and then pulling off, and then now you still got your third finger on the third fret of the second string. So just leave it there and slide your first finger down 1 fret to the G sharp on the third string, first fret, and then put your second finger down for this E7, and then slide your third finger down, then put your fourth finger up there on that D, and then that sets you up for your A, however you choose to play it. Little hammer on. Oh, I forgot to write the D there. So third measure of line 2. And then the B minor at the end, bar. And then and you can keep most of that stuff down and just lift off to get that open first string, or you can lift it all off. And then this if you don't like what I'm doing here in measure 37, I'm going to show you in just a second here, but it's a little tricky. I just decided to throw a little variation in there to make it fun for you. But measure 27, 5, 6, 7, 8. Measure 29 is the same part. You could just substitute measure 29, that G up there, for it. You don't have to do this this run in thirds. So when you're coming off, if you want to try the way I wrote it here, you're coming off that B minor bar. Leave your little finger down on the fourth fret of the third string, and then put your second finger over for the bass note, and your third finger plays the third fret of the second string, the D. So you get this thirds here. and then a little bar of just 2 strings with your first finger. Lay your first finger down over the 2nd fret of the 2nd and 3rd strings, so you get this or you could do up measure 29 if you don't like measure 37. So just make a note to jump up to play measure 29 instead of 37. So anyway, coming off that 37 into a D, and then A, D, and then here we have a little bass movement on this G, and we're playing a G with the 4th finger on the 3rd fret and 4th finger on the 3rd fret of the 1st string, 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. So you get that Renaissance sounding G chord. It has the 5th here. That's an interval of a 5th. So, and the bass is moving G 6th string, 4th string, 5th string, and finger it like it is there. The 2nd finger on the bass, open 4th string, and 1st finger on the 2nd fret of the 5th string. That sets you up for this D over A. So those last 2 measures in that 3rd line. And then an A. Then a D, full D. And here you have a dotted quarter note. So always before you've had just at most a quarter note before the fill comes in. Here you've got a beat and a half. Let's see. So let's go back to the start of that last line. 1. And so that would be the middle measure there in that, or the 3rd measure in that last line, measure 43, 45, measure 45. So you got bass movement, and you've got movement in 6th here. It's not that hard. And then on that G chord, just put your first finger down on the 6th string, 3rd fret. That's all you need for that measure. Until you get to that last note, and put your 3rd finger down to get that, and you can lift off the bass note by then if you want to. You don't have to. And then A7, slide your 3rd finger down to the 2nd fret. And that last D, I'm lazy. If you want to make a fuller sound, you could do I'm not real good on that chord, so it's too much work to master that over the years. I play it in some things, like it's in Morning is Broken and things like that. I'll play it, but it makes a nice fat, but it doesn't sound as clean as that. But that has no 3rd in it, so it sounds it's an open chord sounding thing. That's your choice. I'm going to play it the easy way because I don't practice these things much and need to be able to just kind of go through them when I need them. So anyway, I think that's about all I have on this one. Was there something else I was going to say? I don't know. Sorry for the rushed video, but if you play your F like I do and use your thumb around, then you'll see what I did in the demo at the start, and it makes things a little easier. But you can do this with barring the chords too. That's all I have on this. I tried to get this up to give you some time before Father's Day to get this down if you want to play it. I pray God blesses your playing. Look for more arrangements on liturgicalguitarist.com, and I wish you peace.